Some years ago, as the congressman then from the state of Vermont, and I live an hour and a half away from the Canadian border. My state borders on Canada. Some years ago, I put together what in fact turned out to be the very first bus trip to take constituents over the Canadian border to buy lower cost prescription drugs. And all of us have days which are transformative, where something happens that we will never forget, and that is a day that I will never forget. On that day, we took a busload of Vermonters, mostly women, many of the women struggling with breast cancer. And we went from St. Albans, Vermont to Montreal, Canada. And I will never forget the look on the faces of those women who were struggling for their lives when they bought breast cancer medicine at 10% of the cost that they were paying in the state of Vermont. The drug was tamoxifen, a widely prescribed drug for those people who are struggling with breast cancer. These women walked in fighting for their lives, many of whom did not have a lot of money. They walked in there and they could not believe, literally could not believe, the cost of that medicine which they need to keep them alive. At that moment, some years ago, may well have changed since then, the cost was 1/10 what it was in the United States of America. The question is a very simple question. How do you have a drug manufactured by a company, manufactured in the same factory, put in the same bottles, sold in Canada, in some cases for 1/10 the price that same medicine is sold in the United States of America? How possibly can that happen? Now, as it occurs, I am not a great fan of unfettered free trade. I have very serious concerns about what our trade policy is doing in terms of throwing American workers out on the street, moving plants to China or the low-wage countries. But I am always amazed that on the floor of Congress, when it comes to representing the interests of multinational corporations, how people are always talking about how great unfettered free trade is. Well, it's not a problem. American workers thrown out on the street. Companies in China pay people 30 cents an hour. That's okay. That's part of globalization. Well, why is it not part of globalization that prescription drug distributors, that pharmacists can pick up FDA safety-approved medicine at a fraction of the price they're currently forced to pay and lower the cost of prescription drugs in this country very, very substantially?
Let's ask why it is that we pay by far the highest prices in the world for prescription drugs, and your medicine can be doubled tomorrow, and there's nothing that the government can do to stop it. You think it has anything to do with the huge amounts of campaign contributions?
Well, together, what we are going to do is create an economy that works for all of us, not just the people on top. One person, one vote. In the wealthiest country in the history of the world, if we stand up, fight back, we can do a lot better.